Brose AI. You have probably heard of it before. It's particularly known for its 3D robot that follows your cursor anywhere it goes. Like a lot of AI scrapers, it comes with the idea of making web scraping simpler, more reliable and scalable. Okay, simple, reliable and scalable. Let's put it somewhere in a corner of our mind. We are going to use that a lot. Let's say I want to scrape this website, which is a list of companies. To load more data, I need to scroll down to the bottom of the page until there is no more content to fetch. Not only do I want to scrape the listing, but also the content of the detailed pages. The key to this problem is contained within a Brose AI robot. Keep that in mind as well because it's going to be important. A robot is what Brose AI calls a scraper. You can find two types: extract structured data or monitor site changes. It all comes down to the question you want to answer. I want to scrape data once or I want to scrape data on a regular basis. The choice is yours. I click on extract structured data. What comes next is to input the origin URL and to click on Start Training Robot and use Robot Studio. That was probably the hardest part because our robot is taking over now. Your script is now split into three different parts: a browser interface, the output data preview, which remains empty for now, and your chief supervisor asking you what data do you want to extract. Do you want to capture text or a screenshot? Let's capture text. Will that be text from a list or just text? Well, I see a list of items, so from a list. All I have to do is to hover over my list until it is highlighted. Then I do a left click to set the word structure up. Look at this, it succeeded on the first try. Isn't that cool? After analysis, the robot automatically pulls out some data fields. We have to answer two additional questions. What is the maximum number of rows you want to extract? Let's keep it low for now. Number two, how can we find the next item? We said the website uses a scroll down technique, which makes me believe that we need to scroll down to load more items. I click on Save Capture List. Our supervisor is asking if we want to add something. Actually, we are good to go. You can give us the bill, thank you. The final part is to review the result. Does the task above match what you were expecting? Yes, looks good. That's about it. Bravo, you have trained your first robot, which is now an asset. You can make use of it anytime you feel the need to. Unfortunately, this robot is not the solution we desperately want it to be. We have only solved half of the problem here. The second half is to scrape what's included within the detailed pages. To do that, we will have to create, guess what? Exactly, a second robot. It's going to work if and only if we have the list of detailed page URLs, which fortunately has already been scraped with the first robot. The cool thing is that we haven't left the interface when Brose AI is already suggesting we train another robot to extract detailed information. As if it read my mind somehow. We're going to change a couple of things. We're going to capture text. Just text this time. Other than that, it remains the same point-and-click method, meaning I hover over my elements and I click to select them. I've retrieved three pieces of data: a short description, the website URL, and the LinkedIn URL. And this is what it should look like. Look, we still have a problem here. Do you remember the definition we gave to a robot? A robot is a scraper. For the time being, we have two robots, each one with a specific purpose. However, they remain two separate entities with no link between one another. To connect our two robots, what we need is a workflow. That's just perfect timing. It's precisely what Brose AI recommends after the creation of my second robot. Let's dive in. I create workflow and everything has already been set up. Here are our robot A, our robot B, and our filter, all aligned. The filter is all we have to customize, meaning under what circumstances will robot B be launched. Always, only if robot A finds new items while monitoring, only if robot A finds changes while monitoring, or a combination of both, only if robot A finds new or change items while monitoring. I keep it to always and let's move on. As far as I'm concerned, I also went a little extra by adding a Google Sheet integration. So I expect the result from robot B to be located there. It wasn't hard to implement. Just pay attention to making your sheet public, otherwise it won't work. Once that's done, let's run the task. After a moment, I came back to my Google spreadsheet. However, nothing has been displayed. At least that's what I thought, because the outcome is simply located on a separate sheet. The data looks cool. It isn't perfect though. For example, we've got Twitter and Crunchbase URLs within the LinkedIn URL column. But other than that, it's okay. Do you recall our 3 criteria checklist? A good AI scraper must be simple, reliable, and scalable. So, is Browse AI easy to use? Oh yes, it is. That's a 10 out of 10. But is it reliable? Meaning, can we expect it to scrape complex websites? Well, that might be another story. So I did more research by picking 2 additional websites, but not the friendly ones, rather the ones where you get quickly blocked by a CAPTCHA or a login access. I was curious to see how Browse AI is going to overcome this. The first one is a French one, and I've never succeeded in getting past the line of defense. Maybe it's going to change today, who knows. I trained a new robot by including the starting link, and as expected, the request is blocked instantly. It seems that Browse AI failed the test, didn't it? Didn't it? Literally a second later, our chief supervisor informs us, oh, I've been spotted, and that it is trying a different approach. And guess what? This time, the page was correctly loaded. That's awesome! The second example is a bit more common, it's LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a use case from which it's difficult to gather even the first line of data, as you need to log in first. To be honest with you, my first thought is that it would have been relatively easy for Browse AI, and I couldn't have been more wrong. I was on my way to create a new robot. I checked this website needs logging in. There popped up 2 options: log in with my session cookies or log in with my password. I tried them both and I ended up with the same result each time. Let me show you. The robot started to load the LinkedIn page, which is represented by this progress bar: 55%, 75%, 95%, and that's it. 95%. It remained like this for, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes, after which I've lost patience and discarded my current session. I should warn you about something. Do not think that you can let the robot load the page on its own, while in the meantime you are allowed to work on another project. No. You have to watch it. You cannot switch tabs. If you do so, here is what will happen. After a moment, the robot notices you have been inactive on the screen for too long. As a result, the recording will stop momentarily. It's like a baby taking a bath. You have to monitor it at all times. To be fair, I think the website would have probably loaded if I had waited long enough. I don't know, maybe 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes more. But let's be real, it's a tiny bit frustrating to just cross your arms and do nothing. So, to answer the question, is Browse AI reliable? The answer is... well, that depends. Last question, is it scalable? In other words, can you scrape thousands of leads at once? Let's check that out. In this experiment, I'm going to scrape as many leads as possible on Google Maps. To achieve this, there are a couple of requirements to meet. Starting with upgrading to the paid version of Browse AI, which granted me access to 2,000 credits. With that, I should be able to roughly fetch 1,800 leads. How do I know that? Well, I'm glad you asked. Browse AI has another card up its sleeve, something we haven't talked about yet: pre-built robots, pre-built templates. It appears there are 2 templates regarding Google Maps, one allowing us to extract search results, which costs 0.1 credit per list item. That will lead us to 1,800 scraped items. costing 180 credits. The second one extracts detailed info about a place, which costs 1 credit per item. So 1,980 credits in total. We're good to go. I really don't know if it's gonna work. The overall idea is to use both robots and ultimately to connect them with a workflow. Wait. That was the theory. In practice, that didn't work as expected. The process was working smoothly until a certain point. I created both robots without a problem, connected them, and got my data. Okay, there was a catch though. I've noticed the first robot didn't allow me to scrape over 200 results. Besides, in reality, I ended up with 124 rows of data instead. Let's call it a disappointment. Did you know what the worst part about it is? It's nothing unusual. By that I mean, it's not Browse AI's fault. We have talked about it in a previous video, explaining why you are limited to 120 results when you are scraping Google Maps. My point is that it's far from being an exception. Run the test yourself. Make a very generic search on Google and see by yourself that you cannot get past page 30. Same thing on Amazon, you cannot get past page 7. On Twitter, you cannot retrieve more than 800 tweets per account. Examples are endless. All the big websites have these kinds of limits set up. Again then, Browse AI surprisingly looks powerless. Don't get me wrong, I was pretty impressed when testing the scraper. It's a cool trick to play with, but just like any AI scraper, it has one peculiar flaw. It doesn't scale well.
Mettre à disposition une infrastructure simple pour obtenir des dizaines, voire des centaines de milliers de fiches à l'échelle d'un pays très facilement, en 2 clics et très rapidement. Ça, on peut le faire avec des agents IA, mais pour quelques dizaines, quelques centaines de fiches par jour. Parce qu'il faut pas, c'est pas que l'IA sait pas le faire, c'est qu'elle n'aura pas l'infrastructure elle-même intégrée. Mais ça veut dire qu'il faut l'infrastructure pour scraper 100 000 fiches sur Google Maps. On va pas pouvoir demander à un agent IA d'aller s'acheter toute seule des proxys, de s'auto-configurer une database. Ou alors peut-être, mais pas demain, pas dans 1 an, peut-être dans 5 ans. Mais je vois pas ça arriver tout de suite, immédiatement.
This guy's name is Sébastien Tissier. He's the co-founder of Scrub.io. It's no AI tool, it's a SaaS platform, and more specifically a Google Maps leads generator. Browse AI is a very generic tool scraping a bit of everything. Let's call it Walmart. On the other hand, Scrub.io is very niche. It scrapes Google Maps and nothing else. Let's call it In-N-Out Burger. On Scrub.io, this is what the interface looks like. It is where you make your requests. Pretty straightforward. First, I tap a Google Maps category, hairdressers, plumbers, marketing agencies, beauty salons, restaurants, it doesn't matter. Then I specify a location. For example, a city. Will that be New York, Orlando, Portland? You decide. Besides, you don't have to remain stuck in the US. Feel free to choose another country. Your request is ready to go. The good thing is that you have access to more than 120 results. All that remains is to click on export to download a CSV Excel file. It's going to take a bit of time. Fortunately, you are allowed to work on another project in the meantime. You can switch tabs, you can close this window, you can even turn off your laptop. It won't impact anything, because the scraping is taken care by external servers. Do you remember our checklist? Simple, reliable, and scalable. Same analysis. Is Scrub.io simple? Yes, it is. Is it reliable? I believe so, judging by the 70 columns I've got in my Excel file. I can't list them all here, so feel free to click the link in the description to check out a free sample for yourself. Finally, the big question, is it scalable? Well, we've got 8,000 leads at once. A good start. But that was only a glimpse of what you can really do. If I scroll down, I see another use case with 200,000 rows at once. It seems they're all there. How did we do that? Pretty simple. Depending on my subscription, I can target a city, or an entire county, or the full state, or let's go crazy, nothing less than the scale of a country. Again, Scrub.io is no AI scraper. Yet, I think it has something which is lacking in Browse AI. It is Specific.
En fait, tout le monde est généraliste, tu vois. Pour nous, ça marche bien Scrap.io parce que justement, on a ce truc de dire, voilà, on est un scrapper Google Maps, on n'est pas un outil qui permet de générer des leads généralistes, tu vois.
Ouais, contrairement à certaines autres infrastructures où les mecs nous font des scrappers sur plein de réseaux. Et pour le coup, effectivement, tu trouves ton bonheur, mais c'est un supermarché, quoi. Le truc, c'est l'exhaustivité, mais la spécialisation n'existe plus. Et spécialiste du scrapping, ça veut tout dire et rien dire.
So if you need a generic scraper, Browser AI is a go-to. Now if you need a Google Maps scraper, feel free to visit scrap.io. By clicking the link in the description, your first 100 leads are completely offered.